here on the college campus, and there's nobody around because it's a little bit later in the day. And I wanted to share a little bit about going hungry today, which I don't expect to be a usual thing. We do have food at home, but I did not manage to do the food prep. And I used to keep snacks on hand that I could grab real quick on my way out the door. But it's expensive to buy prepackaged snacks, and I did not manage to do the prep to make them. And so on my way out the door, I grabbed some scrambled eggs and bacon that were left over from breakfast. I thought that would be enough, and it was not. I thought, that's okay, there's a food pantry on campus. I hadn't actually been to it before, but I've been planning to go anyway. For those unaware, I don't know if anyone is unaware, it is likely that EBT SNAP benefits won't be loading next month. And so my family, my husband and my 2 kids, we rely on that to eat. We are a family of 4, relying on 1 part-time income. That is mine. My kids are medically complex, both of them. So, very tricky situation. So my husband takes care of them. Anyway, so I thought, that's okay, I'll get food from the food pantry. And food pantry had its usual hours posted, but it was not open. I was there right at 9. I kept checking back between 9 and 9:20. Still wasn't open, so I had to go to class at 9:30. I checked back around noon, and still wasn't open. And so they had free pears. I ate a lot of pears. And it was interesting because one of my professors was offering extra credit if you donate to the college's food pantry. If you show a picture of yourself adding food to the donate bin. And it felt very, very strange to be sitting there hungry and in need of services, and hearing that if I give to others, less fortunate than I, which actually includes me, but if I give to other people who are in the same boat as me, then I can get extra credit. So, I mean, logistically, it's fine. Like, there's various different, like, little food pantries around. It's not going to be that hard to find a single item that I can get that I can pass along. So it's not a big deal, like, logistically, to be able to get this extra credit. But it felt very strange. And afterwards, we're all going to lunch, and I'm listening to my classmates. My classmates are all eating, and I eat the little bit that I had, and then I'm digging into the pears. I'm like, hey, anyone want pears? There's boxes of them over there. They're free. Everyone like that little half smile of like, oh, Heidi's being weird again. Nobody else wanted pears. I was like gobbling them down because I was hungry. And it's so weird to listen to other people share. Like, other people are planning the types of food that they are going to donate. And I am sitting there eating my pears, ravenous, knowing there's still like 5 hours left in the day, and planning to try to get to the food pantry. In fact, I would have already, but it wasn't open yet. And so then this was kind of an unusual day. We actually had class pictures with the other RT classes, respiratory, that's for people who are not aware, like further along than us. And the whole, so that all 3 cohorts could interact with each other, get advice, whatnot. It's supposed to be a big social thing. And they had snacks. And usually, like, oftentimes there's like at least one thing I can eat. My restrictions are just dairy, gluten. And so usually there's like fruit, veggies, candy, even soda. It's usually there's like at least one thing I can kind of munch on. And I kind of discreetly checked the ingredients of all the things there. I mean, a lot of stuff I know by sight. Okay, that one, no, that one, no. So there's only a couple things to check, and there wasn't anything. And so, you know, it's important to socialize. This is for networking. This is for, you know, as we're sophomores, but this is our first year in the program after prereqs. So it's important to get tips and pointers and even some phone numbers. You know, we're going to be helping each other out and everything. And I was just surrounded by food, ravenous, not able to eat anything, and needing to try to focus on socializing. Got an upsetting medical call during that time as well, so I had to step out and address that, and that's a big deal too. But that's for one of my kids. But and then come back in and do the whole like, okay, professional face again. Try not to think about how hungry I am, and like all day it was just this gnawing in the pit of my stomach. It is so hard to focus. And I'm sharing this because I don't expect this to be a regular thing. Like I said, there's food at home. Just so happens that this is one of my days where I have classes from 9:30 in the morning until 5 in the evening, and there's typically only 1 half-hour break during that time. Like one break total. Sometimes there's like a 2 or 3 minute break, like 5 minutes sometimes, but it's not reliable. And so this is an unusual day. I'm not saying I'm going to be hungry in the future, but it definitely gave me quite a bit of respect for people who go throughout their days hungry. And it wasn't like I was intentionally fasting. I was just hungry. I was so hungry. And thankfully, my last class ended early, and that meant I could barely get to the food pantry in time, and it was finally open. They had posted the second, when I went around noon, they had posted that they would be opening at 1:30, and I'm like, dang it, I'll just miss it. There wasn't enough time for class, and it's like during my class. But because class got out early, I barely made it. They were closing in 10 minutes, and I made it. And a lot of food. This backpack is full as well. I brought this backpack because I thought I'd be riding my scooter home. Definitely am not riding my scooter home with that. Look at all this. There's sprouts, there's grapes, there's chips, there's bread, there's fries. Look at that. Okay, so not all of it is things that I can eat, but enough that I'm starting to get a little bit full here. It's hard to fill up on, I've got cream soda and grapes and sprouts. Initially I was just stuffing my face with these sprouts. I'm just so hungry. So I'm so relieved that we got this. I've been filling up my calendar with all the food banks in the area. My favorite one that we used to go to before we didn't need to go to food banks anymore, it only allows women, no men, and it's unfortunately during one of my classes, so there's no way that we can get food from it. But my college had a list of food banks that is weekends, evenings and weekends, because they know that if you're a student here, then you're going to need access to food banks that are outside of class times. So took a picture of that. I've already found a few outside of that, and now I'm going to compare it with that list. And so it's scary. It's scary to go from, you know, being able to feed your family to okay, now we have to rely on whatever we can find. You know, it's a scavenger hunt, but what's on the line is not being hungry. Your kid's not going hungry. You're not going hungry. So I have a good plan. We're really going to focus on cheap foods. I'm excited because I didn't show you here. It's just so full of all these canned stuff. I'm excited because, yesterday I was able to get pumpkin puree from a little free pantry, like just the side of the street, you know, one of those little cupboard things. So pumpkin puree. And then today I got oats and oats and peanut butter. Put those three together, you can make bars. You can add some like pumpkin spice seasoning, and you can make these like kind of like granola bars. Those are going to be what I can grab real quick and prevent today from happening again. So it was kind of a rough day. It felt weird. I was hungry. I was just really hungry, and it was all I could think about. And my classmates were talking about how they were going to donate food to people less fortunate. And yeah, just feels weird. But you know, I am here going to college to have a better life for my family and I. So it's gonna be okay. There's a lot of food banks. There's a lot of people wanting to help, and we have some other plans financially as well. So it will be okay. But definitely different experience. So I just wanted to share that. Thanks for listening.